In recent times, it's become somewhat commonplace for families to keep their loved ones' cremated remains in their homes, or even to have them distributed into various pieces of jewelry. The Church cautions against these practices and instead encourages families to have their loved ones' cremated remains placed permanently in a sacred place, that is, in a cemetery. There are several reasons why the Church encourages this practice, and there's some wisdom here. Let me outline 4 reasons why the Church's practice. 1, security and permanence. The Christian hope. Peace for the family. And finally, the Church's communal nature. Cemeteries are secure and permanent. Unlike personal homes, they're not prone to burglaries, nor will they be sold in the next generation. Our loved ones' remains deserve a dignified, secure, and permanent sacred place to rest. The Christian faith holds that our lives are not our own. They're a gift from God, and ultimately, they belong to God. In baptism, our lives are consecrated to God. Thus, while we love our deceased family members with all of our hearts, we ultimately turn them over to God when they die. Yet, with the hope that we will encounter them again in the resurrection of eternal life. Thus, placing their remains in a secure, permanent, and sacred place speaks of our Christian hope in eternal life, the next phase of our lives of faith in God. And there's peace that comes with confiding our loved ones to God. We trust that they rest peacefully in God's presence. We hope to join them one day after our own passage through death to eternal life. Thus, peace for the family of the deceased is assisted in the secure, permanent, and sacred placement of our loved ones' remains. Finally, a Catholic cemetery, which is filled with the remains of countless other members of God's family, speaks to us of the community of the Church. God's family is exactly that, a family of believers. We come to God not only as individuals, but as a community of believers, namely the Church. I pray that you will consider the wisdom of the Church in your considerations. Be assured of my prayers for you